Can you give me the difference between RAM and ROM?
Ma'am, it's read-only memory and that's random access memory.
Read-only memory, okay. Random access memory. That's acronym, right? So this is what it stands for. Alright. So try to get more thought of more than acronyms. Those are the acronyms. Random access memory in read-only memory, right? This is what it stands for. Try to get some more thought, gather it on the basis of the discussion we have. If you think you forgot, no worries, I'll try to revive it, because those are the very important concepts and used in many other places when you're working with computers and need to troubleshoot the issues. You know, solving problem, troubleshooting, fixing, why you are being told to take this course. IT Essentials means you need to know what is inside the computer, right? Why? What's the reason? Are you going to manufacture it? No, really, right? Not at this point. Not this course, not need for you to bring up in the manufacturing industry, but to bring up in the IT industry, where the peoples come to you for their solution, they seek your help, right? So help means have problem with system, but if you don't know what is the system itself, you cannot resolve it. Am I right? So in order to resolve the problem, so you need to know more than the acronym definition of those terminologies. Correct. Do you agree with that or not? Think about it, it's simple stuff, right? So I'll revive it timely during this session and later on and move on in this course. Anyway, so semiconductor devices, we talk about, did I explain those things yesterday? Input output device ports. No? So ports is basically a computer which connects the peripheral devices. Port is the point of connection. And motherboard has connection points. You know, this one. This is the motherboard connection points, the ports, right? And they are available at the back panel of the system. I'm talking in terms of desktop computer. So those ports, different ports, this is in this small picture. You cannot understand. Maybe you cannot recognize them from here, right? So this is the eSATA card, adapter cards, right? Sound card, mic cards, and video cards. So those are 4 different cards which we install on motherboard, right? And when we install them on motherboard in different slots, their corresponding slots, those ports will be available for outer connection. Those are the ports, right? So they're coming out of their different adapter cards, which you place on those slots, right? And that has a connection points or entry points, which basically connect the external device to the computer. Okay. So different type of ports you can see here, PS2, audio and game ports, network, SATA kind of IDE, and I think I explained it. Yeah, I got it. Anyways, so USB kind. So small computer system interface, SCSI, we pronounce it as an SCSI. So this is also the point of connection. USB ports have different shape, you know, USB-C, USB 2, USB 3, different versions. IDE or integrated drive electronics or extended or enhanced IDE. So those are the ribbon cables, right? 40 pins ribbon cables has to be connected to hard drive, and has to be connected to the hard drive. Well, this is the one style of connecting hard drive. This is another way of connecting. This is faster than this IDE. SATA is faster than IDE. So different cables. Okay, so different cables. This is you can see here on my slide. You have to recognize the type of the cable, right? So this is an SATA cable. SATA cables goes one side on hard drive, the back side of the hard drive, and another is goes to the motherboard, right? So similarly here, it goes to the hard drive, and one side goes to the other side goes to the motherboard, right? So Samsung has double cables pins, so you can connect multiple hard drives. This blue color is enhanced IDE 64. This is from ribbon cables. We call it the ribbon. It looks like ribbon, right? But those are parallel lines, parallel conductors. When I'm saying this is a 40 pin, it means there are 40 conduction paths. Anyways, so serial port transmit. When I'm saying the port is serial, port could be serial and port could be parallel. What I mean by serial port or parallel port? What do you think? What devices falls in the serial port category and what in parallel? Any idea, any thought? Hello? Are you guys here?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so any idea, any thought about serial port, parallel port? What do you think? How they differ from each other? No difference? Say something. It's not. It has
And
to be
parallel,
Yes.
maybe parallel port is for printing. That's fine.
Good. Harshit, this is better method instead of staying quiet. Yes, he gave me the application. He gave us an application. Parallel, he said that it could be printer application necessary, right? You're saying in terms of application or scanners. Okay. How about serial?
Very much used to transfer data.
Okay. Is this Anish? Arjun? Okay, thank you, Arjun. So he said that it's used to transfer data transmission. Correct. Both of you are correct. So I can feel you know a lot, right? Okay. Yes.
On serial data transmit data in bits over a single channel, parallel transmitting data in multiple bits.
There we go. See? I'm getting more and more thoughts. So it transfers serial code transmit data one bit at a time per second. 1 bit per second, right? At a time we say, what is at a time? Means the clock speed. It could be per second or can be, we can say, per unit time or per clock. I would better say per clock. Per clock pulse, right? So we talked about clock earlier. Per clock pulse, per clock time. One bit, very good. One bit at a clock time. So how many ticks? How many clock pulses? Well, as many bits you want to transmit. One clock pulse, another clock pulse, third clock pulse. Then transfer 3 bits, correct? But here the story is different in parallel. Parallel says, okay, well, 3 bits, 3 clock pulses, right? But what is the channel width? Please pay attention. This is very important. What is the channel width in that case? Channel would be, channel means a path. This is the path, conduction path. Right. So if I'm saying this is connected to one end to serial port, right, and data is transferred 101000 whatever, right? So how it is transmitting? Per clock pulse. Per clock pulse, right? One bit per clock pulse. So if those many bits I need to transfer, 8 bits, then 8 clock pulses required, right? But how about the channel width? Channel is just one piece of conduction channel. One piece of conduction channel means not a multi-lane highway. Multi-lane highway. You know highway? Like the highway has multi-lane. We call multi-lane. If I'm saying it's a multi-lane highway, means 4 cars can travel parallelly, right, at the same time, right? This is what we call multi-lane, right? The highway. But here, the serial highway is not multi-lane. In this case, only one path, single channel is available. So one bit travel and second bit travel, just like one car travel and then second car travel, if there is only one channel or highway is only one lane. Am I right? So are you getting this point, right? Hopefully. In parallel, what happens? Parallel says just reverse of the serial port transmission. Parallel says, okay, I just need one clock pulse and I can transmit as many data as I have the conduction path, right? If I have like printer, I can connect, or you can make some other parallel devices, but that is very expensive because you need the multi-lane highway, right? So one bit will take one part, another bit will take another path. So in order to transmit, for instance, 8-bit data on parallel port, just one tick of clock can transmit 8-bit data over the parallel path. Here on serial path, multiple ticks of clock required to transmit the data on single path. Okay, what is the constraint? Here the cost is constrained. One channel only, but more ticks, more time, right? Here, one clock, less time, but multiple paths. Are you getting my point? So sometimes, so we connect the parallel port where the length of the connection, where the device length or the cable length, I would better use the term cable length, is smaller, right? So we don't need to go too far. Then we can afford a parallel connection in parallel port. If we need to go too far, then we use the serial port, right? So serial port transmit one bit is the correct. You can follow this part now. I'm saying in more formal words. Serial port transmit one bit of data at a time. So USB 9 or DB25 connectors. DB25 connector is basically printer port, right? So this is DB25 connector. So used in connecting all devices through the DB25 connector. DB9 and DB25. Those are the number of holes you see. If you DB, that's 25 holes, TB9 and TB25. USB is a standard interface for connecting hard swappable parallel device to a computer. Some devices can also be powered through the USB port. So FireWire, this is the FireWire. FireWire is a high-speed hard swappable interface that can support up to 63 devices. Some devices can also power through the FireWire port. So another name for FireWire port is IEEE 139. A parallel cable is used to connect the parallel devices such as printers, scanners, and can transmit 8 bit of data anytime. Anytime means at one time means one time. What is one time? Not a kind of once upon a time and there was an 8 bit of data. Not kind of those things. One time means in terms of system which is nothing but clock pulses, square clock pulses, square clock. This is what we call
Discord पे आ जाओ टाइम नाल.
Okay. So how fast it is going, that is basically describe the system speed. We say 1.2 gigahertz. 1.2 gigahertz system. This is what the clock is. See how fast the clock is ticking. This is basically synchronize the task inside the system. How fast the data can manipulate inside the system. Are you following along, right? Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You guys stop me. Okay, let me 8:15. Yes, I will take 10 more minutes to finish this topic, and hopefully, and then serial data transmission since data bit one after another. Yes, that's a good thought. Thanks, Bhavesh. All right, so SCSI port can transmit data at a rate in excess of 320 megabits per second. 320 megabits per second. Megabits per second or bits per second, EPS. EPS is a data transfer rate. We define the data transfer rate in bits. How many bits can be transferred per second, per tick of clock, right? So it can support up to 15 devices. SCSI devices must be terminated at the end point of the SCSI chain. SCSI has basically multiple chain of devices connected one after another. So network port, also known as this is the SCSI device, 25 pin SCSI device, 50 pin SCSI. So different number of pins are there. Radio SCSI. So those basically connect multiple serial devices in chain. In chain means it is used in data centers where we need to connect the multiple hard drives. So network port is another kind of port you can find on every computer. Sometimes also referred as RJ45 port, connects a computer to the network, and maximum length of network cable. Length of the cable is very important, in system or computer network. So ports, this how you connect the cable here, right? So some of you have told me earlier that you connect to your internet via Ethernet port. But some of you told me that you are connected through the wireless router, right? The point is, if you're connecting through this Ethernet to the cable, this length should be 100 meter, which is equals to 328 feet. Telephone ports, both looks like alike, but they are not. the size is different. This is used in older system to connect the modem to the telephone line to the system modem, right? And this is used to connect the Ethernet device to the network card. And a telephone port is RJ11. This is RJ45. Register jack 45 port 8 pin 8P8C connector. 8P8C, and this is 8P8C connector. This is 6P6C connector. So it is used to connect the modem to the telephone outlet. This one RJ11. BNC connectors, I think you must be familiar with those kind of connection. If you have ever connected devices at the back of your desktop computer, so you are aware of those ports, with basically BNC connector connects the data network over coaxial cable, right? Coaxial cable, APS2 cable connect the PS2 port, connect the keyboard or mouse to PS2 ports. Those are the this is green color. This is for mouse, right? Connect mouse. And here you can see that the symbol is printed on the case body. So this is for keyboard, purple color. Well, I'll give you assignment to where I ask you to identify different ports, identify different powerful devices on the motherboard. That would be your second assignment. I'll post it and make it available hopefully by tomorrow, and you have some time, like 1 week or something like that, to finish it or to work on it. An audio port connect audio devices to the computer. A video port connects monitor cables to the system. So here is some more example about video ports. So video port connects monitor. Can you identify which port I can use here for monitor? DVI, display port, HDMI, they all are using in video applications. VGA, Thunderbolt. Yeah, Thunderbolt. So this is for Thunderbolts. Is Apple compatible devices you can connect. Apple compatible devices you can connect to this. The newer laptop computers now, right? So you connect to your Apple device through the Thunderbolt, RCA to connect your VCR kind of devices. VGA is an older style port. The newest one is the DVI and display, right? So for DVI is basically digital visual interface, and display DP port. This is the display port. HDMI, high definition multimedia, where you can connect external monitor, your cable, your TV devices through the HDMI. So they differ from their speed, right? How they communicate the digital input. Audio input. Display port can provide both digital and audio and video, right? So those are different. They differ from each other. So digital visual interface can provide, it has an analog, has an digital versions. So DVI, so you can transmit visual devices, right? But in order to have both audio video, you need to use another port, display. So there are some converters, just in case if you're trying to connect HDMI device, for instance, your big screen TV, right? So, but if that port is not available, if you have DVI port available, then how you can connect your DVI to the HDMI? So you can use adapters which basically convert one type of the port to another type of the port, right? So DVI to VGA, USB to Ethernet, right? So USB device, and you need to connect it to the Ethernet port. So you can use any one of the adapter to convert one type of the performing same function as the adapter, but the converter basically translate the signal from one technology to another technology, right? So those are the converters. So this is one technology, USB to Ethernet, and adapter does the pretty much same thing, but it's basically a different way to connect, right? Different way to connect the device. You can use a USB device, like you has an USB mouse, for instance, right? But your desktop computer has PS2 point of connection. Then how you gonna do that? Connect your USB mouse to your desktop, so you can use a USB to PS2 adapter. Input-output devices, you can input device in terms of the computer I'm talking, right? So the computer take the input, keyboard, mouse. Those are the input devices. The scanner is an input device. Joystick and gamepad is an input device. KVM switch is basically an input-output device. A hardware device that keyboard video monitor. KVM is keyboard video monitor. So three in one, right? So it is used to connect like in big servers. It is used to connect in server rooms where we have multiple servers, right? In network admin need to manage those multiple servers without having keyboard and monitor to be connected to each of them. And he used or she can use the KVM switch. It's basically a hardware device that can be used to control more than one computer while using a single keyboard, video monitor and mouse. KVM, keyboard, video and mouse. Question?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Clear? Is that clear? No.
Yes, ma'am.
Say yes or no, because
Yes, ma'am.
you need to provide me better to provide me an input. It's good and bad. That's another thing, right? So if you don't, if something not clear, so I can give you some other thought. Time is critical parameter. Anyways, input devices. Other input devices like touch screen, stylus, magnetic stripe readers used in shopping stores or malls and in business applications. Barcode scanners also using business applications. So those are the different ways to provide the system, right? New input devices, digital camera, webcam, signature pad. Have you used any of them? Which one you used? Any of them? Like signature pad? Have you used signature pad or smart card
Yes,
reader?
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Did you
ma'am.
use? So everybody use all of them? All of them?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Those
ma'am.
are those are common input devices, right? Digital camera is not an output device, but an input device. Because you cannot, the output device means which returns, the computer can return something to you, like a printer is an output device, monitor is an output device, but you're providing input to the system using different devices like this. Here you can see the list. Um, so where do you use a smart card reader? Can you tell me? Or a signature pad?
The Walmart and
Walmart. There we go. Yes. But if the people who are attending this class from their back home, so are you using a smart card there in business places like in shopping malls or something? Smart card, or sometimes you receive parcel from your friend or from so someone else send you and they ask you to have it signed, right? So they give you something like that, right? And they ask you to sign it with some pen, digital pen or digital device, right? And you simply sign on this pad. So to take the info that you receive their parcel as an evidence. That's when it's stored in their system. So this basically reads a card and reads this chip. Chip is there, right? So this chip basically provides the input to the system and it goes to the computer. And yes, when we give our medical, I don't understand. When we give our medical means what? Sorry. Most recent input devices, NFC device, facial recognition is common, fingerprint scanner, video recognition, virtual reality headset. Have you ever played a game with virtual reality headset?
Yes, ma'am.
yes, ma'am.
So you enjoy it, right? So watching videos and playing games, virtual reality. So when you wear this virtual reality headset, so it gives you an impression as the image is a part of the virtual reality. It's like this class is a virtual class, means giving you the same impression as you are sitting in the classroom, right? So virtual reality basically when you're watching a game with this, so you feel yourself as a part of this game environment, right? Is that correct? So can you share your experience when you play games or watch videos using virtual reality headset? Would you like to share your experience? Recently I used it. What's the difference between this headset and the ordinary headset? No idea?
It makes us feel like we are inside the video or game.
Yeah, you become the,
It's real fun.
We can like interact with stuff as well.
yes, you become one of the player, one of their
More
partner.
realistic experience.
Realistic experience, right? So this is an actual, not a real reality, it's a virtual reality, right? So this is how you become the part of their environment, the video environment or the game environment. Other outlets, those are the variety of input devices used in different applications. Not all the time connected to the computer, well, it depends upon what type of application you're using. Now, another, okay, how about the output devices? So output devices takes binary information. Now that it is an input and output, the information is always moving in and out from the computer in form of time. You know that. So output device takes binary information from the computer and convert it into a form that is easily understood by the user, right? So like printer prints some text information for you on a piece of paper, which but that sport basically convert that binary information into a textual information that you can understand. Like examples of output devices: projector, printers, speaker, headphones, virtual reality headset, etc., etc. Right? So monitors and projectors, different types, you know. Common monitor is liquid crystal, light emitting diodes, LEDs, screens, or OLEDs. In well, those are the different fabrication technologies. So, do you have any of them? Which type of monitor
ਦੋ
you
ਤਿੰਨ ਦਿਨ ਲੈ
guys
ਲਿਆ
have?
ਕਰੋ ਵਿੱਚ
LCD
ਦੀ
kind or
ਅੱਜ ਤਾਂ
LED
ਸਾਰਾ ਦਿਨ
kind or
ਸੁੱਤਾ ਹੀ ਰਿਹਾ ਸੀਗਾ
OLED
ਰਾਤ ਨੂੰ
kind?
ਕੰਮ ਵਾਲਾ ਸੀਗਾ
LED.
All are LED.
LED
ਹੈਲੋ
What it is LED means? Haven't thought? Any idea?
ਹੈਲੋ ਹੈਲੋ ਹਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਕਿਹਾ ਰਾਤ ਤਾਂ ਸੁੱਤਾ ਹੀ ਸੀ
ਹੋਵੇ
ਰਾਤ ਤਾਂ ਸਾਰੀ ਜਾਗਦਾ ਸੀਗਾ
LED
ਸਗੋਂ ਸਾਰਾ
light
ਦਿਨ
bulb,
ਸੁੱਤਾ ਰਿਹਾ ਸੀ
LED
ਦੋ ਤਿੰਨ ਦਿਨ ਲੈ ਲਿਆ
devices.
ਮੇਰੀ ਕਲਾਸਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ
LED
ਹੋਣਗੀਆਂ
is in kind of, you know,
it has more pixel green.
huh?
It has more pixel green
और
for
पेंट चला लिया
saturation.
Yeah, it gives the resolution, better resolution. Yes, good. In terms of output,
Saturday
light
है ना?
emitting diodes, light emitting
ਕੰਮ ਦਾ ਮੌਕ ਟੈਸਟ ਤਾਂ ਦੂਜੀਆਂ ਸ਼ੀਟਾਂ ਤੇ ਰੱਖ ਲਾਉਣਾ
diode is a semiconductor device.
ठीक है।
LED. LED. Light emitting diode. It's a very tiny device, you know. If I go to, let me see if I can show you. This one.
So is the display?
LED display. LED is in a display, monitors, TV set, you know. But how does the single LED looks like? If you type in LED in your Google, Mr. Google bar, you know. Oops. This is the device, you know. This tiny light emitting device. It's a very small semiconductor device, and there are tons of LEDs are interconnected to give you a monitor, and you can see the bright picture on the monitor, you know. This is a DC operator, requires a small amount like 1.2 volts and something to operate it. That's why the device, the heavier monitors were older style monitors, CRT kind, they were heavier because of their technology, fabrication technology. This is a lightweight device. You see here, lightweight device. So those are comes different colors, and when there are millions of them are cross connected to give you the monitor screen, right? You see it, what it is LED is? Right, so LED display is in a LCD. LCD is basically liquid crystal display and is used in laptops and some projectors. So liquid LCD comes into two forms. One is active matrix and passive matrix. LED diodes or displays an LCD display that use the LED backlight to light up the display. Backlighting is used to light up the display, LCD kind. So organic OLEDs display uses a layer of organic materials that responds to electrical stimulus to emit the light. So several factors are involved in monitor resolutions like pixel, dot pitch, contrast, ratio, refresh rate, horizontal, vertical colors, aspect ratio, native resolutions. What is the resolutions refers to? You know, resolutions refers to the level of the image detail that can be reproduced in higher resolutions setting produce a better image. Resolution is basically pixels, how many pixels can combine together. So if you check your monitor property, so you would see there is you know. If you go to the monitor property here, oops, so there you can control the number of pixels. You select the resolution, so right. So resolution basically how many pixels there would be. So there's a pixel ratio. So this is the display resolution, right? So I have different resolution display. I'm using the recommended one, 1920 by 1080. So this is the vertical and horizontal pixels. Pixels is nothing but one bit of information which basically carries the colored information, you know. So virtual reality, you can see how those guys are enjoying by wearing with this virtual reality headset. In augmented reality, which is basically you simulate technology, but it's impose the images and audio over the real world in real time. Real world and real time. Augmented reality, right? So when you're watching movies, so you feel yourself as a part of that scenario. Virtual reality uses the computer technology to create a simulated three-dimensional environment. So you with virtual reality, you see the image is a two-dimensional image, right? But it creates a three-dimensional image for you, and you feel that this is real people are moving around. But you cannot feel yourself as a part of that system. Right? But if you like to feel the part of that environment, part of that game, so you're using the augmented reality headset. Printers, I think everybody is familiar with 3D printers now. We can print the different type of things, like anything we can print now. It can be a device, it can be a piece of paper, contents files, you know. So speakers, headphones are also the input-output devices. So that's all about the introduction about the different type of components inside the PC. So I think I stop here. We cover every device inside the system. So those are some terminologies affiliated what we talk about. So you can have a quick look: ESP, static, electrostatic discharge, right? Related to safety, related to power supply, related to connectors. And so just have a quick look on this screen. See. This is something what we talk about under this chapter. All right, so I think shall we go for the quiz, or you need a quick break for 2 minutes?
दे भैने
Quick break, ma'am.
Quick break, ma'am.
Quick break, but not more than 5 minutes, please.
Yes,
So it's
ma'am.
right now 8:24. So try to come back at 8:30. 8:24.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you,
So
ma'am.
you're welcome.
Dog.
ਓਏ ਅਗਸਤ ਚੱਲੀਏ ਫਿਰ ਆਪਾਂ
ਚਲੋ 12 ਅਗਸਤ ਦੀ ਕਰਾ ਲਾ।
ਬਸ ਮੇਰਾ ਸਟੈਂਪਿੰਗ ਆਉਣ ਦੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਦੂਜੇ ਦਿਨ ਨਾਲ ਦੀ ਨਾਲ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਵੀ ਮਿਲ ਗਈ ਉਹੀ ਕਰਾ ਲੈਣੀ ਆ। ਟਿਕਟਾਂ ਵਾਧੂ ਆ, ਹੈ ਵੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਚੀਪ ਆ ਹੁੰਦਾ।
ਥੋੜਾ ਯਾਰ ਫਸੇ ਯਾਰ ਮੈਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਕੀ ਕਰਾਂ।
98,000 ਇੰਕਲੂਡਿੰਗ ਹੋਟਲ ਐਵਰੀਥਿੰਗ।
ਇਨਡਾਇਰੈਕਟ
ਹਾਂ
ਇਨਡਾਇਰੈਕਟ ਹੈ ਨਾ ਡਾਇਰੈਕਟ ਹੋਟਲ ਲੈਣਾ ਪਊਗਾ ਉੱਥੇ। ਨਾਲ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਸੀ ਕਿ ਜਿਹਦੇ 2 ਵੈਕਸੀਨੇਸ਼ਨ ਲੱਗੇ ਹੋਏ ਨੇ
ਉਹ ਰਾਹ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਤਾਂ ਲੈਣਾ ਪੈਣਾ 3rd ਕੰਟਰੀ 'ਚ।
ਅੱਛਾ ਹਾਂ ਉਹ ਤਾਂ ਹੈ। ਉਹ ਇੰਡੀਆ ਦਾ ਉਹ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਅਪਰੂਵ ਕਰਦੇ ਯਾਰ ਹੁਣ।
RTS ਟੈਸਟ ਆ
ਵੈਕਸੀਨੇਸ਼ਨ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਾਲਾ ਕੋਵਿਡ ਟੈਸਟ।
ਆਹੋ ਅਪਰੂਵ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗਾ। ਚਲੋ ਆਪਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਫਿਗਰ ਸੀਗਾ ਉਹ ਕੰਮ ਹੋਇਆ। ਮੰਡੇ ਨੂੰ ਕਿਹੜਾ ਵੈਬ ਫਾਰਮ ਦੁਆਰਾ ਭਰੀਏ।
ਉਹ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਯਾਰ ਉਹ ਭੇਜਿਆ ਸੀਗਾ ਉਹ ਕੀ ਸੀਗਾ ਉਹ ਫੇਕ ਲੱਗਿਆ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਤਾਂ।
ਪਤਾ
ਛੱਪਿਆ ਨਹੀਂ ਨਿਕਲਿਆ।
ਕੀ ਚੀਜ਼
ਜਿਹੜਾ ਦਿਖਾਇਆ ਸੀਗਾ ਵੀ ਕਿਤੋਂ ਕਨਫਰਮ ਹੋ ਜਾਣਗੇ।
ਮੈਂ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਕਨਫਰਮ ਥੋੜ੍ਹਾ ਕਿਹਾ ਸੀਗਾ।
ਤੇ ਲਿਖਿਆ ਹੋਇਆ ਸੀਗਾ ਐਜ਼ ਆਫ ਟੁਡੇ ਇਟ ਇਜ਼ ਕਨਫਰਮਡ ਦੈਟ ਫਲਾਈਟਸ ਵਿਲ ਬੀ ਰੀਓਪਨਡ
ਔਰ ਫਿਰ ਉਦਣ ਸੀਗਾ ਹਜੇ ਵੀ ਹੋਊਗਾ। ਹੁਣ ਜਿਹੜਾ IRC ਦੇ ਵੈਬੀਨਾਰ ਸੀਗਾ ਪਰਸੋਂ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਲੱਗਿਆ ਹੈ 21 ਦਾ ਵੇਟ ਹੀ ਕਰੋ। ਹਜੇ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਕੁਝ ਕਹਿ ਨਹੀਂ ਸਕਦੇ।
ਐਂ ਕੁਛ ਜਿਹਾ ਨਾ ਕਰਿਆ ਕਰ ਤੂੰ ਨਾਲੇ
ਹੈ
ਜੇ ਚੱਜ ਦੀ ਖਬਰ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਆ ਫੇਰ ਹੀ ਪਾਇਆ ਕਰ। ਹੋਰ ਐਵੇਂ ਕੁਛ ਕਰਦਾ ਮੈਨੂੰ
ਮੈਂ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਕਿਹਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਵੀ ਖੁਸ਼ ਹੋ ਜੀ।
ਫਿਰ ਬੈਠਾ ਬੋਲਦਾ ਖੁਸ਼ੀ ਹੋਵੇ ਕਨਾ ਕਨੇਡਾ
ਕਨੇਡੇ ਹੈ।
So fill in the blanks. Fill in the blanks. I may not give you for that for any fees. Right? So blanks are there, so you give me your good answer. Right? How about this? Multiple choice question. True, false. Descriptive point. Yeah, you're going to give me some little story here, right? Okay, we'll see. For the midterm is just the next activity is in week after, so we will work out how it would be. Next activity. So now the question is how do we open up how do we assemble a computer and how do we disassemble it? Right, so So how do we assemble? So you get along with the terminology related to the computer. So don't worry, I'll repeat during this topic as well. How do we assemble and disassemble? Assemble means you have raw parts like case, power supply, and motherboard. Case, power supply, motherboard, hard drive, memory, chip. Right, and what else? Adapter card, right? Adapter card. So you have all those things. You're going to build up your own system. or you need to going to sell it out to your friend to make some money, pay fees for those courses, right? So what you're gonna do? Well, buying those parts individually is quite cheap. You know that. So I'll ask you in a minute assignment to how to set up your own system. You know how to assemble. If I give you all those bunch of things, and you're going to put them all inside the case, right? So USB motherboard, CPU, hard drive, power supply, all those things you need to place them in their right place, hook them in their right place, and then you can say, okay, there you go, this is your computer, and I'll give it to you for free. I'm going to give you for free, right? Right? No?
Free, ma'am, free.
For free? No? Okay. So, but you may ask me, okay, you come to India to get this free system, then I would say that's different, you know?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. So let's think how do we, if we have everything like in our bucket, we purchased it individual parts from Amazon.ca or Netmeg or different down.ca or different vendors, right? We collected the cheapest, economical, best peripheral devices, motherboards, and CPU. I forgot, sorry, CPU also. CPU. And then CPU says, hey, I feel hot, you know, give me some cooling system, and then heat sink, and you know, fan. So all those things we have gathered on our workbench area. We've managed to purchase it within 200 or 300 or 500 bucks, something like that, right? Now we're going to assemble it as our beautiful gaming PC, and then we can sell it out to 1,200 bucks, you know. So you put your efforts, so $500 plus 700. You people are costing, you know. They might get the components, those block components individually, lower price, and they sell it out with more than double price, you know. That's how they make money, you know. Do you understand what I mean? Okay. So what you should know about how to assemble a computer, how to build your own computer, how to build your first computer. Well, you need to know some rules, some fire and safety rules, you know. So some general and safety procedure you have to follow. Okay. Before you get started. Okay, I got all parts. Okay, let's get started. And assemble them together, put them together inside the case. Well, the first thing come first is follow the sequence. Connect the power supply, install the motherboard components, and install them. This is simple. Connecting power supply, first thing is first. And then install motherboard, internal drives, install adapter first, any additional storage device, external USB or kind of things, and then you connect the components with the appropriate cables. So first thing first is this should be following throughout this process. Are you guys following me? Right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Alright. So, assembling computers is really a fun doing job, you know. But you need to know from where I should. So you should start from the personal equipment and fire safety procedure. In precautions, follow the precautions while working in computers, or you know, those are the integrated circuits, IC's chips. I told you chips doesn't mean that those are not potato chips, right? So which you can handle is as you like, but those are the integrated circuits. So they can easily be damaged, miscarriage them. Remove all the watches, jewelries, and loose clothing when you're working with computers. Turn off and unplug equipment. If anything is connected, like the case, a supply, or anything monitor, so you make sure that you remove the clutter from the workspace. You need a clean workspace, a bench where you're going to put all the parts, right? And a proper lifting procedure, cover sharp edges inside the computer, wear safety goggles if you have them. ESD safety and proper use of ESD, I think I explained it earlier. Fire extinguisher availability, rating and use, and follow the pass. Pass is, if I remember, it's a pull, aim, squeeze, and sweep. Pull, aim, squeeze, and sweep. This is the procedure you follow to use the fire extinguisher, just in case. It doesn't mean that you need to know what if there is a fire while you're working, because you're working with electronic devices. So you should know how to handle this emergency situation. So fire rate, availability and use, and component storage and vessels. Just don't throw all the parts here and there, I got everything, I did the purchase, I got my CPU, motherboard, hard disk, let's clutter them on my workstation. No. So you need to list the components. Okay, this is what I have it. Okay, and don't forget to get an online help from vendor you're working with, right? So you have a motherboard from Asus, from Dell, or some other vendors. So you go to their website and enter your motherboard modules and open the manual, online manual, right? And look at the steps and procedure and how they mention there, how to place the components, right? So first, now the thing is you're about to do the shopping to build your computer. So what you need to know, what you need to get. You start from case, and case comes with a frame. So you check the model type of motherboard. So which case is best? The size and shape of the case must match with the motherboard size you're going to place inside it. Power supply must match the rating and the connection. The power supply form factor, the case form factor, and motherboard, they must match. The appearance of the case, there may be any case design. You can choose your own choice what shape you like to have. Status display. So if you have seen front panel of desktop, so you would see there are some bunch of status display lights, LED lights, different colors, red or green or something like that, or blue. So those are basically, we call them status display, which are mounted on the outside of the case, and the system has power up when the hard drive is in use and when the computer is in sleep or hibernate mode. So those LEDs, like if your hard drive is doing a read write operation, then then it's gonna blink. The hard drive, the LED is going to be blink continuously, indicating that this is not the you know this is the like hard drive is functioning. If you don't turn on the power, well, you're gonna say, hey, my system is not working. No, if your system is not working, so what is the first thing you need to check? So you need to check whether the power LED is on or not, right? If power LED is not on, then it means you may forget to turn on the power. So vents and fans, all case have a vent for the power supply at the backside, and some have extra vents in the system case to facilitate the positive airflow. How do you select the power supply? Well, you check it with the factors, the type of the motherboard, how much the wattage required. The motherboard takes most of the power, right? So let's suppose it's taking 500, and the VGA card is taking another 300 watts, for instance. And then adapter cards are taking 200 watts, right? Memory may requires 100 watts, right? So this is the requirement from individual cards. So your power supply requirement for which you have to do. So you add them all. So you add them 500, 200, and on the top of it you add 20% extra. So it could be like 3, 4, 5. 1200 watt, right? 1200 watt plus 20%. And on the top of it, more than this, like 1500 watts power supply would be better if you have a system like this, right? So you should know the required wattage, the number of the components, how many power cards, how many power connections are available out of the power supply, the type of the components. Make sure the power
हर
supply
एक
is
चीज़
the
मुੱਲ
right type
ਵਿਕਦੀ
of the
ਆ
power
ਪਰ
connectors,
ਜਜ਼ਬਾਤ
power
ਨਹੀਂ
as
ਜੋ
in
ਹਰ ਇੱਕ ਨਾਲ ਹੋ ਜੇ ਉਸ
connector for
ਨਾਲ
your
ਪਿਆਰ
motherboard,
ਨਹੀਂ
connector for your hard drive. If
ਪਿਆਰ
you're using ID kind or you're using a SATA kind, so it has a particular connector for to connect those devices. In type of the case, make sure that the power supply can be mounted in the design case. So first thing you need to do, you connect the very first device inside the case is the power supply. Right? So install the power supply. Modern cases include a specific area for the power supply in which you place the power supply at a specific way and align the holes in the power supply with the holes in the case. And secure the power supply to the case using the proper screws. Make sure that all the screws are in place and tightened correctly. Use a cable tie to secure all the cables out of the ways, and those are the cables coming out of the power supply. So you tie them all. So you shouldn't lose your working. Okay. The modular power supply is the one which doesn't have those many cables coming out, but it has like a module for each device to be connected. So that basically help eliminate cable clutter within the case. I think the question if you have, sorry. I think I am going to stop at this line, and this is something I'm going to teach you further tomorrow, how to build or assemble a computer. In disassemble, I'll call you next week, right? So I'll tell you more about the procedure of doing safety. Someone is doing safety. Yes? No question? What I'm having an idea. Okay, next time I'll give you the quiz at the end of it. As I gave you the middle, so you might be curious. Am I right? So if we did, because after doing quiz, you can, hey, I'm done for the day. Well, I mean,
Sati sati chatti
okay, anyways,
sadi pariya tum
that's
vi
pretty much good
soni
job we have done it
Sikhi
today.
naina
I think so.
mukh shingare
Let me get to your
tumtara.
attendance roster. Next job.